on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the cheapest Porsche car in the world, the cheapest in India as well, because this is the base variant of the Porsche Macan, the facelifted model with a 2-liter engine but still costs almost 1 crore rupees. Straight away let's open the engine bay. You know why it costs almost 1 crore rupees? Well, because it's a CBU, and there you can see it's a 2-liter engine which is also available in a lot of other VW group cars. It says Porsche here. You can see how the engine bay has been done. In fact, washer fluid for the windshield goes in right there. There's insulation here, and the clamshell bonnet is a little different. That's the reason. You can see how it is done. Yeah, sort of like the Mini Cooper effect or design. Anyways, let's just shut this. Okay, this is from where it draws in air, and this is actually from where it pulls it. So crazy wizardry happening here to ensure that this car breathes really well. Now the thing is, it's available in 14 color options and 7 wheel designs, because obviously it is a CBU, completely built unit, but it is very under equipped for the price. There's no front camera. There are front parking sensors, 4 of them. Here you can see 1, 2 and 2 on the sides as well. Now here is actually sort of a light. You can't really call it the DRL because it gets 4-point LED DRLs on the inside of this light, where it says Porsche as well. Lights are absolutely beautiful. In fact, these lights are speed sensitive, get the dynamic cornering function. Porsche logo obviously looks fantastic, and the indicator is functioning right here. By the way, the grille opens and shuts as well, depending on the speed and depending if the car is on or off. I think it shuts at higher speeds for better aerodynamic efficiency, but when you turn off the car, the grille will shut as well. So they call it active grille shutters or something of that sort. Now we all know this is nothing but Porsche's version of the Audi Q5. This was actually launched in 2014, got an update in 2016 and 2019, and a facelift in 2021. And the next generation model is going to be pure EV, is what I believe. Now you can see it gets this 3D sort of a effect, which actually looks nice on the side. In fact, that 3D effect is here as well, below the front grille, and changes are made here to the bumper on the facelifted model. In fact, this thing has been revised, and this treatment which is continuously moving, all that has really changed, but it's still unmistakably a tiger. You know why? Because Macan actually means tiger in Indonesian. However, in India it means a house, and the earlier codename of this car was Kajon, which meant Cayenne Junior. Now the wheel size has become big by 1 inch to 35, 55, 19 is the size of the tires. So earlier 18-inch wheels were standard, now 19-inch wheels are standard, and you can obviously upgrade the wheel size if you so wish, but do not do that. Ride quality is important. Says Porsche here on the brake calipers as well. And from the side you realize, okay, it is actually not very big a car, which actually lends it amazing agility and handling. By the way, the mirrors have also been revised on this car. So sporty mirrors, of course. Doesn't get keyless entry, doesn't get push button start. That's the reason I could not show you the key of the vehicle, and sort of a sloping roof line. So that's the reason why rear seat space takes a sort of a hit. Anyways, let's just open this. It says Porsche here on the cap as well. This is where the fuel goes. I think globally diesel engines are available, but in India only petrol models are available. There are 3 variants as such. We'll talk about the pricing later. Okay, staggered tire setup. I mean wider tires at the rear, 255, 50, 19s, and you can see says Porsche there on the brake calipers. Big enough disc as well. Coming to the rear of the car, slight changes to the diffuser. Yeah, diffuser has changed, bumper has minor changes as well. And you can opt for a sports exhaust, which will give you quad exhaust, 2 on each side. Faisal Khan's fingers of truth will not go near this exhaust, at least. Again, the 3D effect, very nice. This is the rear fog light. You get rear parking sensors. This is the reverse parking camera, which by the way gets a spray. So when you go off-road, you can actually clean the camera as well. This is the indicator which is functional right now, and this light bar has this continuous treatment as well. Says Porsche here, but where is the button to open the boot of the vehicle? Well, it is here. You press this button there, it's a power tailgate, and there opens the boot. Now the boot carrying capacity is 458 liters. I can never remember the numbers, but the boot carrying capacity is exactly the same as my absolute favorite car, the Ferrari 458 Italia. That's how I remember. By the way, it has light here. I don't know why it's not turning on both the sides. It has got lights, and here is the Porsche first aid kit, which also looks fantastic. Maybe you put a Porsche logo on anything and it looks fantastic. There's a 12-volt charging socket right there. Spare wheel is an alloy, but it's chintu mintu space saver. 195 75 18 इसको उठा के मैं दिखाई देता हूँ. Here, there it is, the space savers tire, of course. There is the jack, and here there's some space to keep stuff around. Anyways, let's shut the power tailgate. By the way, there is a light here, reflector I believe, and then press this button. There it shuts. By the way, there's a reflector lower down as well. Yeah, this is the reversing light. This is a reflector, of course, and you can see the underbody of the vehicle. Yeah, that's how it's done, baby. Anyways, it gets a roof spoiler which has the piano black finishing, high mounted stop lamp as well. But the Macan doesn't feel like a Macan in the sense that it doesn't feel like a house in the rear seat, because there's not much space on offer. Firstly, you've got sun blinds which have to be manually used. Okay, got this sort of a chrome treatment as well. Beautiful stitching, hard plastics lower down. Door pockets are big enough, and this is illuminated I believe at night. Nice stitching as well. But the seat is not very comfortable, unfortunately. There Cameravati is just sitting, but it has got comfort because it doesn't really have long legs. However, legroom and kneeroom is a bit of an issue. You can recline the seat like this. It is a 60-40 or a 40-20-40 split. In order to increase the boot carrying capacity, I will show you how that's done. Anyways, this is the center armrest with twin cup holders. Anyways, let's get inside. There's not much at the rear other than the fact there are two USB-C charging sockets, air conditioning vents, and you can increase or decrease the temperature like this. That's it. You don't get the temperature, you just can increase or decrease probably the fan speed and turn off the vents if you so wish. Here you can see legroom and kneeroom isn't that great. There are no magazine holders, hard plastics here. Under thigh support is not that great, and headroom is just about adequate for someone as tall as me. There's a hook, handle, and a light placement here on the top. This thing, the seat belt, can be height adjusted for the front ones, and there's a hook here. I just push this ahead, there it goes. Yeah, that's how easy it is to actually operate it. That's kind of crazy and nice as well. And obviously it gets a panoramic roof as well. By the way, that is optional. It costs 2,70,800 rupees. There you can see the dashboard design, very Porsche, and the changes to the center console make it look very clutter free right now. So let's do one thing, let's get out, because rear seat mein itna maza hai nahi. Doors open wide enough. By the way, the car comes with black interiors as standard. If you want this beige treatment now, you have to pay 37,100 rupees additional. So yes, Porsche is taking a lot of money. In fact, you can opt for almost everything under the sun to get various other things in this car for a price which could be quite high. However, you cannot opt for ventilated seats, so ventilated seats are completely missing in this car. By the way, 8-way power adjust seats at the front. Both the front seats get the 8-way power adjust. You can opt for 14 or 18-way adjust as well, for a cost, of course. Okay, door pockets are big enough at the front. Here is a button to open the boot of the vehicle. These are the controls for the power windows, one touch up and down. Obviously, this is for child lock. This is for the mirror control. Here, if I press this button there, I can shut the mirrors if I so wish. Then I can just open it, lock the car, unlock the car, all that. This thing's, I mean, the build quality of this car is absolutely exceptional. Feels so good, well put together. I love the quality of this car. Amazing. Says Porsche here. You get a proper dead pedal there, and no exposed bits as such. Very nicely done. Pull this twice to open the hood, very much like an Audi car, and the key is inside because obviously it does not get push button start. These are the controls for the headlights. So you have automatic headlights, automatic wipers. Pull this ahead to turn on the rear fog lights. Of course, seats are really nice and comfortable. Of course, they have to be at this price point. Easy to adjust like this. Let's get inside. Okay, now the door takes some effort to shut, but if you don't pull it hard enough, it doesn't shut. That's what she said. And let's do one thing, let's turn off the indicators. Now you can see beautiful dashboard design, hard plastics on the top. This clock is now standard, and this clock also doubles up as a lap timer if you opt for the sport chrono package, which also gives you a lever here for drive mode selection and launch control. Of course, the glove box is actually decent size. I think it's become bigger. There's a light inside, and you can turn on and off the passenger airbag. By the way, there's this slot here for cooling, but cooling is not there, which is kind of surprising. Again, hard plastics in plenty in this car, which is very surprising. Twin cup holders. There's an ashtray right here which you can remove and take home and empty your cigarettes before your wife sees it. This slides ahead and behind Storage space is fine in the center. It gets two USB-C charging sockets as well. There's some storage space here. Steering wheel is adjustable both for reach as well as a rake, of course. And this is the lever for the cruise control system. Meanwhile, things are very easy now. Earlier I used to get a lot of confused inside this car, but now I'm not. First and foremost, all the crazy amount of buttons have gone from here. They have been replaced by this touch sensitive buttons with haptic feedback, and they are obviously lighted up as well. So this is for the stop start system, this is for the lane departure warning, this is for downhill assist, off-road mode, and these are the controls for the air conditioning for my side, the driver's side. Similarly, Porsche has actually given physical buttons here which are knurled and beautiful to operate. This is for fan speed and this is for temperature. Same thing is replicated on the other side as well for the air conditioning system. In fact, you have got a lot of buttons here on the top for the air conditioning. This is the hazard light button. This is for traction control. This is to get into sport mode. Very easy. Obviously, all this is a fingerprint magnet, so we'll just put our fingers here to put some prints of ours. The gear lever has become shorter by 15% or something of that sort, just to make everything very clutter free here. And AC vents are placed here lower down. Now they have still given some physical buttons. Now this is for the volume control and this is to actually go ahead or behind. So you know what, if you're browsing through stuff here, let's see if I get into car like this, you can operate it and then you can enter this right away. Now this is a 10.9-inch screen running Porsche 6th generation software. This thing is amazing. Okay, the camera quality is not the best, but the map quality is amazing. Why the camera quality is not the best? Because look, I get into reverse, it remind you of the Volkswagen Virtus and the Skoda Slavia, because ऐसे बड़ी screen को छोटा क्यों कर देते हैं? You get guidelines which are obviously adaptive. This is obviously for the parking sensors, and let me get out of here. So this view is amazing. In fact, you can get into various stuff very easily. I've turned on the audio. Let's listen to it. So it gets a 8-speaker 150-watt audio system. Audio quality is very nice, and then you can get into phone, you can get into car, various settings. It has a proximity sensor. If your finger comes close, it will obviously activate it. Porsche app needs to be activated. That's not active right now. You can obviously alter how you want the audio system to play, and yeah, very easy system to use. I'm quite surprised because I didn't expect that to be the case. In fact, you press this button, you can get into voice commands. Navigate me to McDonald's.
Searching for McDonald's at the location. Please, point of interest was accepted. Starting route guidance.
There you have it. How to get fat in a jiffy using voice commands. Okay, so yeah, maps are really nice as well. I really love the screen. It's beautifully done. Now, here you obviously get a mirror along with a light. Same is the case here. You get a mirror along with a light. In fact, you get a handle on all the sides, and it's got plenty of airbags as well. The co-passenger can also unlock the car, and you've got this silver treatment. Overall quality levels are fantastic. Hard plastics aside, overall, I mean, the whole cabin is so beautifully done. It's a work of art. It even says Macan here, just in case you forget which car you are in. Porsche logo there, and the horn is okay, it's not that great. Now this is very simple to use. This is for voice commands, this is to go ahead a track, and this is to get into the manual mode for the gearbox. It's so simple. You just press this button and get into manual mode. Okay, here you have got multiple buttons. This is to receive a call, this is to browse through that screen on the top, and this is to this is actually to go from radio to media to change the source of the audio system. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the screen, and there you can see tire pressure monitoring system. It shows you trip data. It also shows you the navigation, which I've turned on at the moment. There, another beautiful view of the navigation. You can connect your phone, you can connect radio, you can operate almost everything. And this is the vehicle information, like what is the temperature of various aspects. And there's a clock below, telltale lights everywhere, temperature meter. There is the odometer, and this is the button to the trip meter, and this is the speedometer. There's a tachometer in the center, a nice large tachometer. So there are 3 pods. 2 of them are analog, thankfully, and the last one is digital, which is the multi-information display. Very easy to use. You get paddle shifters as well. Again, finished in metal, feel beautiful too. These are the controls for the indicators, of course, and these are the controls for the wipers. Let's use the wipers right away. You can see, okay, there are like 6 sprays on offer, and the wipers are obviously fantastic. Let's do one thing. Let's use the rear wipers as well, since we are on it. Yeah, rear wipers also work really nicely. Obviously you expect that because this is a Porsche at the end of the day. So as I see it, beautiful cabin. Let's do one thing. Let's actually open the sunroof, and there it opens. It's actually a big enough sunroof, opens wide enough, okay, and brings in a lot of airy feeling inside the cabin, and that's the maximum it will open. I'll just shut it for a moment. You've got so many buttons here. Everything is for the light. Yeah, so many buttons for the lights, like a overkill. These are buttons kyun de di? This is to turn on and off the parking sensors. Obviously, it's got front and rear parking sensors. It's telling you if the passenger airbag is on or off. This is auto dimming, of course. And here also I get a mirror along with the light. I think I've already shown you this. I don't remember. Let's just open this and see. Yeah, it's not that big as such. I don't know how much sun it's going to block. This is a button actually to close that sun blind if you so wish. What a fantastic cabin, but everything is driver centric. It's driver oriented, nothing for the rear seat passengers, no rear seat entertainment, none of that. You can obviously pay some money to get it. Obviously you get isofix child seat mounts as well, and all the headrests are adjustable in this car. Even though Porsche knows that a third passenger cannot fit in because of the hump, still Porsche is that no, we shall give adjustable headrests. That is a good thing to do. There you can see what a beautiful looking dashboard. In fact, this steering wheel comes from the Panamera, and again, I was completely shocked and taken back that things are so easy to operate in this car. I thought about complex, so hoga hi. Okay, you can also get self park for a price. Self park is not available otherwise. 360-degree camera should have been offered. Let's just turn the car, and I'll turn off the car and I'll show you the key. This is the key of the vehicle. Beautiful looking key. Okay, this is to unlock the car, this is to lock the car, and this is to open the boot of the vehicle. Let's do one thing. Let's get out. It's saying side light on, so we're just going to turn it off. Otherwise, it's going to keep beeping and making that ting 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 noise. And here we are going to lock the car. Here I have locked the car. Now if I press this button, keep it pressed, obviously all the windows will roll down, because this is a feature which is there in almost all VW group cars other than the India made MQB A0iN models, and it also tilts the sunroof of the vehicle. That's it. Yeah, we have done with the walk around. I really enjoyed doing it. What a fantastic car. Let's turn on the vehicle, and I just have to put the key inside here, press the brakes. It says Macan here. It also shows me exactly what door is open. Even if I decide to open the hood, it's marking the same in red. Now the important bit is that we need to get into reverse. Okay, we get into reverse. Okay, you can see the reverse parking camera, and then I am going to actually turn on, yeah, spray. You can see the spray right now. Oh god, it is so cool, so Range Rover-ish. Anyways, let's start driving right away. We are all set to go. The car is moving around a bit because of the suspension of this bridge. First things first, we are going to be turning off the air conditioning of this car. Air conditioning off, navigation mode on at the moment, handbrake down. We get into sport mode, I get into drive mode. I turn off the traction control, I keep this button pressed for around 3 seconds, and then it says PSM off, which is Porsche Stability Management. Alrighty, and we change this right now to get to this particular mode wherein it's showing me how the power is being channeled to the front or the rear. I turn on the lights as well, so this lights up a bit the instrument cluster. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, hazard light off, and off we go. There, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 6.4 seconds. Actually, the thing is, it takes slightly more to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour because this car does not have launch control, which has become a basic feature in almost every BMW car. Porsche will charge you money for the sports chrono package, which also has this drive mode selector here and more drive modes, which by the way has launch control as well, decreasing the 0 to 100 km per hour timing by 0.2 seconds to 6.2 seconds. Now this is a 2-liter engine. It is a very nice refined smooth motor which also powers a host of other Volkswagen Group cars, including the Tiguan, the Skoda Octavia, the Superb, as well as the Audi Q5, the Audi A4, the Audi A6. All of them use the same 2-liter engine but in different states of tune. In fact, the tune on the pre-facelifted model was very similar to the tune on the Skoda Octavia RS245, which is 245 PS. Here, power has gone up by 20 PS for the facelifted model to 265 PS or 261 horsepower at 5000 RPM, and it stays there till 6500 RPM. The result is it has a very nice punchy top end rush, and the torque output is 400 Newton meters, which comes in at a very low 1800 RPM and stays there till 4500 RPM, giving it a frantic and a fantastic mad mid-range punch as well. You can see the car pulls really strongly. In fact, you can also opt for a sports exhaust, which makes it louder. However, when you get into sport mode, it changes the engine characteristic a bit. So it launches with more aggression. It revs till around 4000 RPM at launch. Plus, it also makes the gearbox more aggressive, and it also opens a valve in the exhaust to make the exhaust sounds so much better. It is louder, but there's some fake sounds which is coming through the speakers, of course, which is a bit disappointing. Overall grunt is really nice. So low end pep is good, mid range is fantastic, and top end is absolutely frantic. The way the motor revs is insane. The tachometer, I don't even know how it keeps up. That's the level of speed at which it operates. But let me tell you something, okay, this engine has linear performance throughout the rev range, and red lines at 6800 RPM. Come on, 200 RPM more, we would have reached 7000 RPM. That is the need of the hour. Okay, very smooth, sweet sounding motor, and when you drive it very steadily, like I'm going to come into a higher gear, 7th gear right now, here you can't hear anything. It's that smooth. Insulation levels are also fantastic. Overall, I would say the engine is kind of basic for this base Macan, but gets the job done. But there are other engine, or rather there's another engine on offer in India at least. Abroad obviously you get diesels and whatnot, but that engine happens to be the 2.9 liter V6 motor, which also powers the Audi RS5, and that also increased performance because power has improved from before when compared to the pre-facelifted model. In fact, for the GTS, it produces around 440 horsepower, going from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 4.3 seconds, an increase of 60 horsepower as well. And the S also is quite powerful and fun. But the main thing to note here is that the 3 liter engine, the twin turbo, has been dropped, and we have got the 2.9 liter, which is just so much better. But this 2 liter engine isn't bad at all. It gets the job done. It puts that smile on your face which you're so looking for. We're going to come to halt. Brakes are stupendous, man. What amazing braking performance. Now we're going to launch in manual mode. Manual mode activated, hazard light off, and off we go. There it is making a shift because it realized that I have actually launched the car. Probably I have to touch the pedals to tell it, please don't make shifts. Oh my god, look at the aggression of this gearbox. So this is a 7-speed. On upshift there's this bram, there's this pops and cracks and whatnot. Now this is a 7-speed PDK, which stands for Porsche Doppelkupplung. Okay, it's a very difficult name to pronounce because it's German for dual clutch. So this is a dual clutch transmission which is standard across the range, and the Cayenne actually uses a torque converter, an 8-speed unit. This is very fast with shifts. It's amazingly quick with shifts, and you always get the right shifts all the time. In fact, you can decide when you want to manually shift as well, and you can press this button to get into manual mode. Yeah, here manual shift mode activated, and it's very responsive as well. It will hold on to a gear, it will not upshift unless and until you decide to do so. There's no triptronic function on the gear lever, unlike what is usually the case with most of the cars. No, there's none of that. It's just that manual mode which lets you take control of things. Now when driving it in the city, you realize that it's actually a very compact car. It's not difficult to drive at all. Plus it has a 75 liter fuel tank capacity, and the fuel efficiency would be around 7 to 12 kilometers per liter depending on where you're driving and how you're driving as well. Honestly, if you drive it the way it's meant to be driven, a Porsche, it's not going to return more than 7 to 8 kilometers per liter, maybe even drop to 6 kilometers per liter, because I see 5 kilometers per liter right now from the multi-information display. Obviously we're giving it the beans at the moment. Steering is quite heavy. It's like really very heavier steering wheel at lower speeds, so it makes it a little difficult to pilot this car in the city, although dimensions are compact relatively speaking. But still, steering is very heavy because the steering is all about precision and driving fun, and in that regard you really enjoy it. Okay, it's super enjoyable to drive this car. Here, just look at the turning radius, isn't bad at all. Okay, but the steering is definitely heavy, and then you realize, okay, let's go. I love the way this engine is absolute maddening. The rush. It has a top speed of 200. There, holding a red line at 6,800 RPM. The horn is okay, could be better, but the top speed is 232 kilometers per hour, which again is good enough. Oh. Body roll is not there in this car. It is just having amazing balance, and obviously power delivery is more rear biased, so that the front can let go of that responsibility and take care of steering you, and it steers beautifully well. It steers with a precision no other SUV does. It is by far the best handling SUV. It is just pinpoint accurate in the way it's able to manage the whole balance of the car. There is no concept of understeer in Porsche cars. It is just pure balance. Even though right now I've turned off traction control, there's no loss of traction. I don't feel that, oh god, the car is going to slide. None of that. There's so much grip on offer. Here you can see actually power being channeled to the front and the rear. Okay, more to the rear of course, because rear bias power delivery for the win. Because of this rear bias power delivery, the front is just so relaxed. It just takes care of, you know, pointing the car wherever you want it to, and you feel acres of, you know, grip and feedback coming from the front end of this car. Just amazing. What an amazing handling SUV. I can't call it an SUV, I'll just say it's a sports car on steroids. That's the way it handles. It's unbelievable. What an amazing machine. I love the handling on this car, but the ride is on the stiffer side. It's typical European setup for the ride quality, which means, honestly speaking, I'm laughing because I expected the ride to be quite good considering it has high profile tires, relatively speaking of course, but you can feel that stiffness almost every given moment. You can feel that you're driving something which wants to corner hard, not go slow over bumps. That's not its calling of course. And insulation levels are also fantastic, like really well insulated cabin. You can't hear anything. That's the reason they have to put in those fake sounds to make you feel one with the drive, of course. I love this car. I don't know what's going to happen with the next generation, which is going to go pure EV. I think there's no hybridness happening here, no battery assist, none of that. Pure ICE performance. ICE stands for internal combustion engine, not in-car entertainment right now. Okay, so you can see, you can feel that stiffness over bad roads, but high-speed stability is absolutely unbelievable. That stiffness is obviously because they have also stiffened up almost everything. Stiffer anti-roll bars, stiffer springs, stiffer suspension, all that has been stiffened in the facelift further to make it even more engaging to drive, because it's a Porsche. Everything that matters is the drive experience here. Everything else is secondary. By the way, Apple CarPlay is there in this car. There's no Android Auto connectivity. There's no wireless charger. There's no wireless Apple CarPlay. And disappointingly, the rear window does not go all the way down either. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. They have not focused on the rear at all. In fact, the seat I'm sitting on has electric adjust but doesn't have memory function. So a lot of things which have been omitted here. I was saying omni, whatever. So that's the thing. But this car can really gobble up the miles, and because of the relative high profile tires, you don't have to really worry over bad potholes that you're going to break the rim or something. Just take my advice, never ever upsize the wheels. I know these ones look kind of ugly, but if you take bigger wheels or opt for bigger wheels, you're going to have a problem with the ride quality. Don't come to me complaining later saying that, you know, you didn't tell me that. Anyways, look at the aggression with which it downshifts. Okay, here I'm just going to come to a halt. Oh my goodness, my face came out. I need to put it back because that's the level of braking performance. So this car weighs 1900 kgs, which is quite a bit, but does not feel its weight at all. The ground clearance is 202 mm, which is fixed because this one is using steel springs. Air suspension is standard on the GTS model, and you can actually optionally kit it in the S as well as the base trim of this car. Now talking about the pricing, the price of this car is 98.36 lakh rupees. And the price is actually increased by almost 15 lakhs for the facelifted model, which is quite a jump. You pay 3.5 lakh rupees per year for insurance, which is quite a bit actually. But then this is a very expensive car, and then Porsche's dealership network is also very small. And you know what? This is a good 15 lakhs more than its nearest rivals from Germany, because this is a CBU. Meanwhile, the German models are locally assembled in India and more aggressively priced. If I take the X3 and X4 for example, they have more kit and more aggressive pricing as well. So if you're looking for driving pleasure, this is the car to buy. But if you're looking for a practical SUV, well, maybe you are better off with, say, the Q5 or even the X3 or the GLC. But this is a car which only puts a smile on your face if you're sitting here. It is a driver's car, and in that regard, it is unmatched and absolutely unbeatable as well. It's an amazing machine. It's an amazing SUV for driving fun. Let's go. Little bit loss in traction because very slippery area. Anyways, you have to pay around 63-64 lakhs more for the S variant, so you're paying a lot more for 2 additional cylinders. In fact, the on-road price of the S happens to be 1.61 lakhs. Sorry, 1.61 crores. And for the GTS, you have to pay 12 lakhs more at 1.73 crores. All the prices are obviously on-road Mumbai, making it illogical to actually opt for the 6-cylinder model. That's the reason why the base is the one I'm driving today. I'm just kidding, this is the one Porsche actually gave me. Now the thing is, 80% of Macan buyers are new to the Porsche brand, first time Porsche for them, and 60% Macan buyers in China are actually women, which just shows how popular this car is. Needless to say, this is the most popular and the highest selling Porsche model in the world. It has to be because of the pricing, right? Attracting a bigger audience, of course, without a doubt whatsoever. Now this lane departure warning is not going to pull the steering wheel back into any lane. It's just going to make this sound which is so silent and so soothing. Now you feel like, okay, it's okay, let me go out of a lane, I don't care about it anymore. Okay, maneuverability and all is absolutely amazing. This is unbelievably an amazing SUV. Only thing is, I wish it had more features and a more attractive price point. I don't know when that day is going to come and Porsche is going to locally assemble cars in India. Well, I think that's another 20-30 years away. And on that disappointment, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Downshift, baby.